an old castle. Very good.
Mm.
So I want you to begin to adjust your inner vision. And you'll begin to notice that there is a corridor on the left-hand side. Begin to walk down that corridor and tell me, what is it that you see?
There's little like windows on the side of the corridor,
Mm-hmm.
kind of golden in color,
Yes.
and stone walls.
Stone walls. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like big stone.
Mm-hmm. And as you're walking, notice if you're male or female there.
Male, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I feel.
Very good. So I want you to just begin to sense what it is that you're wearing. Look down at your feet.
They look like sandals.
Mm-hmm. Very good. What else do you notice?
Hairy legs.
Mm-hmm. Hairy legs.
Yeah.
Are they bare?
Yes, until about my knees.
And what is it that you're wearing?
It's like a tunic sort of outfit. White
A white tunic?
color.
Mm-hmm. Is it held together with anything? Notice around your waist.
Yes, it's like a gold rope belt.
Mm-hmm. What else do you notice? What else are you wearing? Anything else?
Like on the top, there's sort of like a sash as well on the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's red.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What does that sash represent?
Let's say family. It's the sash of a family that connects you to your tribe, your family.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So take a look at your hands. Put your hands out and notice what your hands look like. Are your arms hairy also?
Yes. I was going to say, I'm a man.
Of course. And as you turn your hands around, notice your fingers. Are these the fingers of a working man? Or are they soft?
They don't feel like the fingers of a working man. They're a little bit callous, but not where it would have been in the fields or anything.
Very good. Very good. So notice what your head looks like, your face.
Yeah. Blonde, longish hair, a bit wavy.
Yes. You could touch your face and see if there's any facial hair.
I don't see facial hair.
What do you notice on your face?
I feel like it's a bit of an angular face. Way. Let's see the eye color. My eyes are blue, I think.
Blue eyes, blonde hair, long. And how old are you?
43.
43. Very good. So this place in which you are, is this your home or something else?
I think it is my home.
Very good. So let's find out a little bit about your home, your living conditions, and who you're there.
Out the window, I can see green like really, really green fields.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What
And
is this
sheep.
place? Do you call it a certain name?
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Very good. That's fine. So let's find out about your home and your family there. I'm going to count from 3 to 1. And each time I do that, I want you to just close the scene and go to the next scene that gives you more information. So we're going now to a time with your family or someone else that lives there. 3, 2, and 1. You're there now. What is this place?
There's a table and a fire
Mm-hmm.
there. Kind
Yes.
of like a wooden table. The chairs around. There's someone serving food and a woman sitting receiving the food.
Mm-hmm.
Not overly dressed up or anything, just kind of like my style where it's not too rich and not too poor, just in the
Mm-hmm.
middle.
Yes. And
Yeah.
you'll understand who this woman is in relation to you. Who is she?
She's my partner.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a little child next to her. It's a boy.
Yes.
She's feeding the boy.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to look into the eyes of your partner and your child and tell me if you've seen those eyes in the lifetime of Claire. Do they seem familiar?
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's
think,
fine.
I think so, but I can't place who.
Mm-hmm. They seem familiar.
They
Okay,
seem familiar.
very good. So I want you to just know about your relationship with your partner and child. How do you feel about them?
I feel a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just want to cuddle them.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
uh,
Very good. How old is your child?
about 6.
Mm-hmm. Is it a boy or girl?
It's a boy,
Mm-hmm. What do you call him?
George.
Mm-hmm. Very good. What about your partner? Does you recall her name?
Irene.
Mm-hmm. So listen for a moment for your name. What do they call you?
John.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So, John, now that you understand who your family is, let's find out what it is that you do for a living. I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and I want you to be in the place where it is that you do your work. 3, 2, and 1. You're there now. Where are you, John?
Like a whole
Mm-hmm.
working over a table where there's sort of some kind of paper or plans or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So as you touch these papers, you'll recall what these are all about. I want you to just envision it. What are these papers all about?
say that there are plans for like a building,
Mm-hmm.
like
Very good.
blueprint sort of
Mm-hmm.
plans.
So what is it, John, that you do with these? Are you the builder?
No,
Mm-hmm.
the designer than the builder.
You're the designer.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm more of a consultant on the designs
Very good.
of the buildings.
Mm-hmm. So you're over the others that are actually building the buildings. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And as you look at these papers, I want you to just know, what year is this?
Since 1716.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. And this design that is being looked at, where will this building be?
I want to say a city
Mm-hmm.
in the town.
The city and the town. John, do
Mm.
you live in the city or you live in the country?
I live in the country, but
Mm-hmm.
not too far from the city.
Very good.
In the distance over the fields, you can see the city,
Mm-hmm.
the town.
Very good. So let's close this scene now and let's go to an important event in that life. Something that impacts you, John. I'm going to count from 3 to 1. When I get to number 1, you'll be at that event. 3, 2, and 1. You're there now. I want you to notice where you are.
I'm in the town now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more people around,
Yes.
and that building is going up, being built, constructed. It's almost finished, I think.
Mm-hmm. Do you dress a certain way when you're in town?
Um, yeah, it's a little bit more formal than I was in my home.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Tell me what
It's a bit
happens.
more
What's
covered up.
more covered up? Very good. Is this
Mm.
place a cold place or a warm place?
It's just nice. It's
It's
not
just
too cold or not too warm.
very good.
Mm.
So, what's the importance of this day? I want you to see how this building is being built and feel what it feels like to see this.
It feels good to see all that work come to fruition
Mm-hmm.
and to be completed.
Mm-hmm. So, when you see that, how does it make you feel?
And I feel proud of it.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So, let's find out what happens next. What's the most important thing that happens next to your life? I'm going to have you close this scene and count again from 3 to 1. And you'll be at that next event. 3, 2, and 1. You're there now. Where are you, John?
I'm not sure where I am now.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to begin to use your senses. And I want you to go back to the moment in which you did know where you were. Follow this feeling and notice what happens. Where are you, John?
I'm back at my house and bed in a bed.
How old are you there?
now older, 63.
Yes. Feel your body.
Yeah.
What's going on with your body?
It feels a bit tight in my chest.
What's happening with your chest, John?
It's a little hard to take a full breath in and out.
So I want you
Maybe
to,
it's
yes?
an infection or something blocking my chest,
Okay, so this
my
infection
breath.
is blocking your breath. Very good.
Mm.
So I want you to just go to the last moment of your life in that lifetime. Are you in the same place?
Yes, good.
So as you are dying, your body is dying, I want you to tell me what you're feeling.
Tired.
You're feeling tired. Yes.
Just like I've had enough of trying to breathe
Enough of breathing.
because it's hard. And yeah,
So notice, John,
it's
when your
okay.
spirit leaves that body that's having a hard time breathing. Notice what happens. Release that body like an old coat. And what
And
happens
then
next?
I can just see the room.
Mm-hmm.
My body there. I don't think there's anyone else there
Mm-hmm.
either at that time.
So
But
how does it feel, John, to know that you died with no one in the room, no one there for you?
it was okay because I didn't want them to be upset anyway, so it would have been harder for them if they were
Yeah.
there.
Very good.
Mm.
So as you are now in spirit and seeing the room beneath you, you now have information that you didn't have before, which was the purpose and mission of that lifetime as John. What was it that you came into that life to do, to learn?
Love of the family and also the passion and working hard and being proud of what you've achieved, seeing it come to fruition.
Do you feel like you've done your mission there? You've
Yes.
accomplished it? So what lessons did you learn from that life?
The value of seeing things actually come through and be completed,
Yes.
that you've worked really hard on, that you've put a lot of energy and effort into, not leaving things half undone.
Very good. So as you look at the lifetime of Claire, side by side of yours, John, how is that lifetime that you just lived impacting Claire?
She has a lot of trouble completing things, so it's a good lesson to show her that feeling of when you do bring things right to the end, that feeling of pride and accomplishment.
So I want you to notice, John, if there's anything in her life in which she has not completed that is keeping her from moving forward in life. Are there any loose ends? Anything holding her back?
So I say completing the healing of the self.
Completing the healing of the soul.
Yeah, of the self. And, yeah, just
Very good.
continuing that journey. So not giving up on it.
Not giving up. Very good. So, John, I want you now to just move into the light and tell me if you see it.
I see it.
Who comes for you?
My wife is there,
Mm-hmm.
and our child as well.
Wonderful. So go into the light, and may the light of the universe always accompany you, John. Thank you. So I want you now to just allow yourself to float in time and space. And we're going to find a time in which the fear of the ocean, the smells of the ocean became an issue with Claire. I'm going to count from 5 to 1. And with each number, I want you to feel that fear within you growing and growing. When I get to number 1, I want you to be at the origin of this fear. Begin now by taking a deep breath in, smelling the ocean. 5. Feeling that feeling of fear come over you. 3. Intensify the feeling. It kind of feels like what? You could almost put your finger on it. 2. Making it even stronger. And 1. Even if you think you're making it up, what comes to your mind? Where are you?
I'm in the ocean.
I'm in the ocean. Tell me more.
There's a ship next to me. It's quite a tall and big ship, big base of the ship.
Are you in the water?
Yes, in the water. I'm not sure if I've fallen overboard or was pushed overboard, maybe.
So I want you to intensify the feelings that you're feeling as you're there in that water looking at this big ship. Do you see anyone on that ship?
There are people in there, but I don't think anyone is paying attention to me.
So if they're not paying attention to you, how is that making you feel?
I'm scared because nobody's going to realize that I'm there. There's really no way out of this. That there's no way to climb up that ship because it's very curved and there's nothing to hold on to. My legs are kicking furiously, trying to stay afloat.
Yes.
Mm.
What else happens? Feel it. Are you over the water or in the water?
I'm still above the water, but it's getting harder to stay afloat.
Feel your body. What's this body feel like as it's trying to stay afloat?
It's just feeling like stiffening up in a way.
Very good.
Even though I'm flailing around, it's like it's kind of stiffening up and
keep going.
getting heavy.
Notice where it's stiffening up.
And specifically more on my left leg.
Very good. What happens next? What happens to your body as it goes under the water? Feel it.
I feel like there's something pulling it down.
Feel that
Sure,
pull.
but
What
whether
is
it's the current or animal, I'm not sure.
Okay, feel it. You'll know what it is. What is that that's pulling it down?
I think there is something attached to my leg.
Very good. What's
It's
attached to your leg? Notice what's attached to it.
it actually feels almost like a rope and something, not like a shark or anything. It's like a weight. I don't have a choice. I have to go down with it.
Very
There's
good.
nothing I can do.
I want you to get to the point where your spirit leaves that body. And tell me what happens.
It just floats down with the weight and float up towards the surface again. And continue.
And notice what
Much
happens.
lighter now.
Much lighter now.
Mm.
Very good. What decisions do you make about this situation?
That I have to let it go and surrender. The body has to surrender so that I can be free.
So do you accomplish that? Or is there a part of you that is still beneath the water?
I still feel as though there is a bit of like pressure in my chest, still carried from that
Very good.
experience.
Very good. So we're going to find out how you got there. I'm going to count from 5 to 1, and I want you to be before that weight went on your leg, before you fell into the ocean. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're there now. What's happening?
On the deck of the ship, and there's a lot of people working, and some others like me that are maybe we're criminals or we've just been I don't really feel like a criminal, but that whoever is in charge is wanting to get rid of us for some reason. Whether that's they think we're criminals or something, I'm not sure. But it's a confusion, and it's like a wrong accusation of whatever it is.
How do you feel about
Or
this
untrue,
accusation?
maybe. Untrue is a better word. Yeah, I feel that they're mean, they're evil in a way that it's confusing. But it's also that I can understand what's going on and I've accepted it in a way because there's no other choice.
No other choice.
I feel
And
like I'm
notice
male in that life. Yeah.
Okay. Are you young?
I want to say 30.
And you'll understand now what they're accusing you of.
I think I said something wrong somewhere. I think I said something wrong against something that they were trying to, against their rules or against something. We were speaking out. I was speaking out.
Very good. So I want you to tell me what happens next. How are you prepared?
For the ocean. Yeah, they have it's a couple of people behind me as well. Just sitting on the ground, and I'm standing up near the edge with someone behind me. Looks like a captain or something like that. And yeah, that's it. Then they push me in.
Notice if you have anything on your leg.
Yes, it's a brick with a rope attached to it. And yeah,
Anything under
tied
your
around.
mouth? Do you have anything on your mouth?
I have something wrapped around like a bandana or something in
I want
between
you.
my lips
And what is the reason for having that?
to silence me even more.
Yes, very good.
Mm.
All right, so I want you to go through the whole motion of you going through the water once again with more understanding now. And tell me, at what point does your soul leave your body?
It's just, it goes under and then begins to fill up and then it leaves.
Very good.
Mm.
So I want you to notice this little piece of the soul that went down with your body.
Mm.
I want you to ask that part of your soul why it has not released.
It's a bit of fear and it's almost like that's related to fear of speaking up or something. Yeah.
All right, so I'd like for you to talk to that
Holding it
piece of your soul.
inside, I think. Sorry.
What is it?
Holding it inside. It's
Holding
not
it
what I
inside.
do. Yeah.
I want you to talk to that piece of your soul and ask it if it's ready now to join the rest of it, to release that fear of speaking
Yes,
out. All right.
definitely.
So tell me what happens as you invite it.
It's just shooting up through the water now.
Very good.
Joining the other part of my soul.
Very good. So I want you to come up with a color that represents healing for you. What color is that?
Yellow for
Beautiful.
this.
So I'm going to go ahead and strike the tuning fork as I want you to see yellow completely filling your body with healing. Expand it out even further to every cell of your body. And as you receive this healing color, notice what has changed within the body.
I don't feel that heaviness in my chest anymore, that stickiness or
Very
feeling
good.
of being stuck there.
So now can you forgive yourself for holding on to all of this for so long?
Yes.
So now that we have released this, I want you to notice all of the times in which you looked at the ocean, when you smelled the fish. What vows did you make as a soul regarding the ocean?
Not to trust it.
So now that you understand that this is what happened, do we need to hold on to this any longer?
No, it's not even about the ocean. It's
So I
about
want you
using
to
my voice.
So it's about using your voice. So I want you to notice in all of the times in which you have had these emotions about not using your voice, of having your mouth covered. And I want you to find a memory in which you could not speak out, when your mouth was covered, where you felt that anxiety, Felt that feeling coming up once again. Felt the anxiousness. What is this?
I'm
Why is
actually
it?
going
Mm-hmm.
to even a more recent
More
situation
reason. Mm-hmm.
um,
Focus on that.
with my family, just feeling as though I'm shut down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's no physical covering, but they don't want to hear what I have to say.
Very good. So let's find a moment in time in which you were in that situation with your family. I'm going to count from 5 to 1, and I want you to be at that moment when you feel silenced. It could be in this lifetime or another lifetime. 5, going through time. 4, a moment in which you were silenced, could not speak. 3, 2, and 1. Where are you?
Not sure where, but I feel like there's a man who's got his hand over my mouth behind me.
All right.
It's like a
I want you.
soldier,
A soldier. Very
some
good.
kind of soldier, like with armor.
With armor.
Mm.
Notice if you're a man or a woman there.
I'm a woman there.
Okay, so I want you to feel this feeling that's bubbling up as he
Yeah.
has his hands over you. What's going through your mind at this time?
Um, let me go. I feel really trapped.
Feel trapped. Very good.
Yeah,
And I want
it's
you to
hard to
feel the
breathe.
energy. Feel the energy of this man. Does this energy of this man feel
It feels
familiar?
angry. Um, it does feel familiar.
Very good. So as you're feeling angry, trapped, what happens next?
Taking me into like a cell or something, like a jail, old jail.
Yes.
Sort of dragging me into there.
What happens next?
Just left in there, so he lets me go and sit down on the floor. The floor's dirty, and just kind of it's like stone walls. And I have a light coloured dress on,
Yes.
all and flowy. I feel like that man is angry, but he's just doing his job. It's like he doesn't even real like he's just been taught that way.
Very good. And this long flowy dress, does this seem to be a simple dress or something elegant?
It's quite simple, not not very poor, just not not ragged. It's like a just like kind of long and flowy, but just one layer, not too many layers or anything.
Very good. What do they call you in that life?
Ellie, Ellie, I think.
Very good. When I say the word Ellie, does that resonate with you?
Elena,
Alina?
Elena.
Alina,
Yeah,
very good.
that sounds more.
Alina, how old are you?
23.
Very good. So, Alina, let's see what happens next. I want you to go to the next scene where you could understand what happens to you. See yourself. What happens?
I feel like I'm in a crowded place.
Are
Like
you indoors or outdoors?
outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like I could see that from the cell. The cell was very low down and looked into this pathway that led to this place.
Mm-hmm. Look down at
And
your
then
body. What condition is your body in?
it's okay, but it's dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What is
no
this place?
shoes. This is um, it's a village, like a marketplace of a village.
Mm-hmm. Are you by yourself or are you accompanied by somebody?
By myself now. Somehow I
Mm-hmm.
must have gotten out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure how. But I don't have anything with me, or just kind of running towards there
Mm-hmm.
or
What
walking
happens?
fast.
Yes, what happens next?
I feel like I'm trying to get home. I have to go through this village
Mm-hmm.
first to
Yes.
get there. So I'm just trying to make my way through the crowds to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure how I escaped from there, or if they just had me for a short time, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just making my way through the crowds and yeah, at the other end. When I get to the other end, it feels like I can take a breath. Then
Very good. So take that
yeah,
breath and let's now go right to the place where you live. 1, 2, and 3. You're there.
this is more out in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's like a little stone house.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Who's there? Anybody?
yeah, his parents there, and there's a child that's younger than me. I think it's a sister or
Mm-hmm.
someone related to me, um, and quite young, like maybe 10, 9, quite
Mm-hmm.
an age gap. And there's some other people at the table as well. Could be other members of my family, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So as you're there, having returned from what your ordeal, I want you to look around, look at the eyes of your family, and connect with them, mind to mind, soul to soul. And you'll begin to understand what happened. Notice their relationship with you if you recognize any of them. And what happened?
I was out walking. Was We have a pretty free life there, I think,
Mm-hmm.
normally, except that
Yes.
not on this day. Um, it, it's like someone came up to me and wanted me to do something I didn't want to do, and I said no, and then all of it escalated into a bigger situation.
Mm-hmm.
The person might have been someone who had power, or um, yeah, had influence and could create that situation for me if I rejected them.
Very good.
Yeah,
Very good. So now that we understand that this is what happened, I want you to go back to the moment in which this happened to you. The moment in which you felt that this hand came on you when you were silenced. 3, 2, and 1. I want you to notice what's happening.
I feel, because I'm out in the woods or
Yes.
somewhere walking and they come up with a horse and I can feel it's not a good situation because I'm by myself and it's men.
Yes.
Um, and I think they try to attack me and I tried to fight back. They didn't like that. So they also had their hand on my mouth too during that. Um, but I didn't give up and eventually they decided to teach me an even bigger lesson, throwing me to jail.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I want you to go ahead and notice what happens to your soul when someone silences it.
Shut still. It feels like it's shut down. It can't flourish in the way that
All
it
right.
needs to.
Very good. So I want you to notice what happened to that part of your soul that felt free before. What happened to her? Is she hiding?
Yes, because the trauma of all of that um, res- still resonates a little. The
So I'd like for you to
body,
talk.
the mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want you to talk to that part of your soul. And I want you to tell her that it's going to be safe. That she doesn't need to stay in that experience any longer. Ask that part of your soul if it would like to join you. No longer in fear.
Yes.
So
It needs to.
go ahead, invite her. Invite her to leave that moment that is frozen in time when she was captured, when she was silenced. And bring her into your soul completely. What happens?
Feels like my soul is wrapping my arms around her, just telling her it's going to be okay.
Very good.
That it's safe.
Very good. And
Loved and protected.
With that, I want you to go ahead and tell me what part of your body needs healing from that silencing.
It feels like my heart.
Very good. So I'm going to go ahead and strike the tuning fork for your heart. And I want you to feel all of the vibrations, all of the color healing that heart. No longer in fear of speaking out. No longer in fear of being stopped from being free. Embrace the freedom of speaking, of being you. Tell me what's happening to your body.
It's almost like a recognition about living in truth, living from the heart and not being afraid to do that.
Very good. So Claire has been having issues each time she goes and has to wear a mask. Can we see the times in which she's had to wear her mask? What it's been bringing up for her?
It's such a symbol of just being quiet, being shushed, really.
So now that we understand that, do we need to be afraid of putting a mask over our own mouth any longer?
No.
So I want you to feel what it feels like to be in control of this body. Understanding that this is a temporary situation, that you no longer have to fear of being thrown off a ship, of being tossed into a jail cell and embarrassed. I want you to know what it feels like to take control of your own body, to when you need to wear something, that it doesn't mean you're being gagged. See how that feels to you.
That feels lighter.
Mm-hmm. And just take a deep breath within that mask and feel that you can breathe now. As you tell your body that it's not going to drown, that it's not going to be put away and punished. And tell me how the body reacts to that, your lungs, your throat, your nose.
It feels like it's more clear. There's
Mm-hmm.
no pressure there. We build up.
Very good. So now that we have that, let's find out what's going on the left shoulder. I want you to focus in on that pain from the injury. And I want you to imagine that you're going in there almost as if you had a microscope and could see what's going on with that shoulder. You could see if there's anything there. Any shadows, any masses, any texture that seems out of place, any color. What do you notice in that left shoulder?
It's like a grainy texture.
Mm-hmm.
It's more around the upper back, like in the center where you have that point just before your neck starts.
Mm-hmm.
Just coming down from there, it feels grainy.
Brainy.
And,
Very good.
it just feels like when I go further into the shoulder, it's feeling of being stuck. There's something stuck there.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So let's find out what's stuck there.
It's almost like I couldn't move it if I even tried now.
Uh-huh. So I want you to notice what that thing is that's stuck. If you knew what it would be. Is it something that belongs to Claire?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Something that should be there.
It shouldn't be there. Is it something that was created by Claire's body?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something she doesn't need anymore.
Okay, so
It's
let's
just
find out
sticking
what that
around.
is. Let's find out what that is. I want you to identify what that grainy thing is. What is that?
I want to say it's like a residual leftovers of fear or
A fear?
protection.
Of protection. Okay. So let's go back to the moment in which that grainy texture was created. I'm going to count from 5 to 1. With each number, I want you to go back in time. When I get to number 1, I want you to be in that moment when this began. 5. Going to that time and place. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Where are you?
Like a field doing wood chopping or something.
Mm-hmm. Are you male or female there?
Just male. Yeah. It feels like that was the injury was caused from doing that originally. Too much of the same movement, too much repetition, and not taking enough rest.
Are you male or female?
I'm male.
Mm-hmm. So notice what happens.
So as I'm swinging the wood, the axe around, it's like it's almost like pulled the muscle,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, off the. It feels like it pulled it off the bone. Probably didn't, but it just feels like it's ripped it, torn.
So
And I've been
let's.
doing a lot of this work, the
Yeah.
same thing for a long time.
So now you have injured your shoulder. Is that it?
That's it, and that means the work has to stop because I can't physically do it anymore.
Very good. So let's see. I want you to just move forward in time into the last day of your life. What happens? Notice how old you are in that life.
Quite old there, maybe 70, around 70 somewhere. Which I feel is actually quite old for that time.
So notice what has happened since that happened with your arm. Did you need to change what you were doing?
I feel like I started learning something instead.
Yes. Tell me
Sure
more.
what it was. Had to change careers because of the injury and needed some income. But I don't think this learning has to do with income. It's more self-development.
Self-development. Very good. So I want you to just notice in Claire's life, what is her shoulder reminding her of?
It's not being afraid of rest because without rest it gets worse. Then this happens.
Very good.
And
So
then there's other things that you might be doing things a lot repetitiously, thinking that's what you should be doing, and yet these things happen to throw you into another direction.
Very good.
And that direction can sometimes be more fulfilling than what you were doing before.
Good. So this grainy substance inside her shoulder, did it come from the life of that man?
Yes, somewhat.
Do we need to have that any longer?
No, definitely not.
All right. So I want you to come up with something that represents healing. How are we going to transform that grainy stuff into something that would make Claire flexible in her thinking of not all of life is about work? That she could be flexible to just give herself some time off and love her body and take care of it. What would you like to put in that space instead of that grainy substance?
A healing, I think it needs to be flushed with water and light.
Very good. So I want you to go ahead and begin to flush that. I'm going to go ahead and strike a tuning fork while you do that so the vibrations can help it flow. Imagine all of that grainy stuff being flushed out. completely dissolved, flowing, and feeling the muscle now totally different, able to move. But the muscle needs something now to make it feel even better. Some sort of ointment or balm, something slippery. What would you like to put in its place?
Tiger balm into my head.
Very good. So let's go ahead and put that tiger balm in. The cooling effect, the lightness, the slickness of the muscle. Allowing yourself now to program the fascia. And as you move that muscle now, the shoulder, how does that feel?
Feels good.
Very good. So now that we have that, let's find out what's going on with the rest of the body. Why the energy is not there. Why we've lost the vitality in the energy. I want you to do a scan of your body and tell me what's causing this blockage of energy. I want you to notice the entire body. Every cell in the body is like a battery. And as you consume food, get sunshine, breathe the air, and drink water, and as you move your muscles, the batteries recharge again. So as we do this, I want you now to do one more scan of your body and notice what is going on. What would they call Hashimoto's? What is all this jerky stuff going on?
This
All
is
of
in the
these.
gut.
Focus on the gut. Go deep into it. What is that? Does that belong to Claire? What's in that gut?
It's residual leftover fear, trauma. That, yeah.
Notice where it's from.
Sticky.
Is it from this lifetime?
Yes, it's I think from when that person knocked me over.
From where?
When that person knocked me over, and the trauma from the whiplash before that.
Very good.
Because that was a bit of a trigger going back into that. Had to fight to stay out of that space again.
Very good. So I want you to see how all the puzzle pieces fall together.
Yeah.
How in one lifetime you worked yourself so much that you didn't take any time to relax. Where you chose to insert something to remind you to take it easy. And now you could look at that time in which someone pushed you over. And I want you to see it from a higher perspective. And go higher and higher. And notice, who was this person? Did you choose him, or did he volunteer to do this for you?
I feel like we set it up for some reason.
Very good. And as you go deeper into it,
Literally like stopping me stopping someone in their tracks. So I don't
Exactly.
think I learned all the lessons from the first one.
Very good. So now that you
Repetition.
understand that, can you forgive yourself for holding on to all of this residual from that, now knowing that you set it up? There are no coincidences or accidents in life.
Yes.
Hmm.
Really.
Go ahead and forgive and notice what happens. Where are you storing all of this resentment, all of this fear, all of this pain?
My stomach feels completely different even just from doing that.
Very good.
It's like
So
it
now
feels smoother rather than
that's smoother. Very good. So
tense.
let's make it even feel better. What color would you like to use to heal that stomach once and for all?
Purple.
Beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and strike a tuning fork. And this one is for assisting you with damaged tissues, organs. And I want you to envision it with the color purple. And while I do that, I want you to send love to your gut. Send words of love. Accept it as it is, knowing it will heal more and more each day. Feel the flow of love. Acknowledge that your stomach provides life for you. It doesn't need to resist any foods. Tell me how that feels.
It feels almost like a letting go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It feels even a bit emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Follow that
yeah,
emotion. If you can pinpoint what that emotion is, what is that?
it's just a sadness for not um, loving and honoring my body until much later in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing that earlier. And there's many times that I've put hatred towards my stomach in particular,
Mm-hmm.
and not appreciated it for everything it does. And yeah, that
Yes.
sadness from just feeling
So can you forgive
like
yourself
disconnected.
for being disconnected from your body?
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead and release that pain now. Ask your body for forgiveness. Every cell in your body, the billions of cells that are born and die each day, are there to give you life, to give you health and vitality. And I want you to take a moment now and just send love to each and every cell of your body. From your vital organs to your blood, to your muscles and bones, even your fingernails and hair. All of them play a role. Just take a moment now to acknowledge. Love your body. And if the body had a message for Claire, what would it be?
I love you back. And the way that I look has nothing to do with how valuable you are.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So all of these self-confidence issues in relation to her image.
They're all news.
So as you breathe anything, as you eat anything, you're at peace You're balanced within your body and your mind. And notice how different that feels.
A deep breath.
Mm-hmm. The sounds that you hear in the distance now of construction can now just fade away. You're able to focus more on things that you love, be able to sleep deeper. No longer focusing on what you don't like, but noticing more on how good you feel. And when that body is sending out waves of love and appreciation, nothing can come into your radar that is different than your vibrations. So as you focus on peace and love, all of the ripples begin to expand out like when you touched that pond. The ripples of love extend out to everyone around you. The world is calmer because your inner world is calmer and at peace. You feel happier, at ease. You could feel that your blood circulates even better now. Your lungs work better. Your brain is at peace, more focused. And now that this body is so much at peace, I'd like to ask the soul, what are the gifts that Claire has brought into this lifetime? And what is she meant to be doing in life?
She's meant to be out there spreading the word of peace. She's right with that.
Mm-hmm.
Being a beacon of light for others. And now that she's done her healing and found peace within, she can do that more.
Mm-hmm.
Her compassion for others is strong and resonates strongly with other people. And she shows that compassion and shares her light with them. It helps them to remember too.
Mm-hmm.
She understands that's the way to change the world. It's not through fighting. It's through helping people awaken.
Mm-hmm.
Remember who they are and that they are loved, because when they're loved, they can't do any of those things.
So now that her body is flowing well, let's expand her light. I want you to go ahead and see how big this soul is and how bright this light truly is. And I want you to use your imagination to view this light. How big is it?
It's endless.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
See an end to it.
So I'd like for you to go ahead and in this different dimension, I want you to put in front of you all of those that you would like to shine your light on now. Those in your family, your friends.
Just everyone.
Mm-hmm. Even your neighbors. Put them all in front of you and shine that light. Always remembering that this light comes from the Creator. It is God's light. And through you, you can do anything. You could heal anything by tapping into that light, by believing in your power.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was always told that don't be silly, all the time. Whenever she had these times where she wanted to share that light.
Mm-hmm.
More and more standing in her power, continuing to
Mm-hmm.
shine regardless of what people think,
Mm-hmm.
because she knows how important it is.
Very good. So now that we are standing in our power, is there anything else that you would like to address, or do you feel that you are complete?
I feel like there's something, but I'm not sure what it is.
Mm-hmm. Find it. Find it. What is that? Is there a message?
Just keep hearing the word love.
Mm-hmm. Expand it. I want you to just imagine that word love pulsing bigger and bigger. Why is it that this word is there? What do you need to remember?
I think this is about a relationship, love, that allowing myself to let that in, because it's also someone that needs to work with me on my journey, my mission.
So where is that word? Where is that puzzle piece supposed to fit?
Not yet, I heard, but soon.
But soon, very good. Are you open to that love when it's ready?
Yes, I like to think that I am. But I feel there's still some blockages surrounding or in that area, perhaps keeping me a little closed off to opening completely to finding that person. Even if I say that now, as I'm saying that, it's kind of feels like it's opening by itself anyway.
Very good. So let's open up that heart as you are seeing that word love getting closer and closer. Allow that heart to open. Feeling safe. Knowing that now you will be attracting that perfect one for you. Someone who will share your joy, share your love, appreciate you just the way you are. You won't need to perform. You just need to flow. See him being friendly, loving, helpful, funny. Sharing your love and joys. Comforting you. Open it up even more. How does that feel?
Yeah. It feels free, freer.
Very good. Very good. So are we complete now?
Yes.
Very good. 5, wide awake, completely alert, feeling wonderful all over.
Good morning.
Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you.
Look, I have light.
You do have lights. That's beautiful.
Look at that.
Look at that. Gorgeous.
That's where your place was.
Well, that was interesting.
How do you feel, my dear?
Good, good. It almost even felt a lot like a confirmation of some things as well. And probably, I'm sure people get that quite often too, because we do have
Yeah.
that inner knowing. But
Yep. Yep.
yeah, it was interesting going back and seeing different times that have caused things. Yeah. Well, and I have that in this life about being shushed as well. So it's all connected.
It's
Mm.
all connected. How long do you think it was? Was it fast for you?
I'm not going to look at the time. Maybe an hour, was it? More? More.
1:35 right now.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That it felt like an hour, about an hour. Hmm. You
So
could
we
go forever, right? It's like there's infinite places you could go.
yeah, but we needed to figure out where all of this fear was coming from.
Yeah.
And we went to 2 lifetimes which are very similar.
Mm.
And in both of those lifetimes, you had similar situations that you had from your childhood.
Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it? I
I
feel
mean,
like
we didn't go through it in your regression, but in your
mm.
life, it was always a struggle of being heard, of being acknowledged.
And it's funny that I'm a teacher, like, teaching others, and yet I still feel like that sometimes using my voice isn't, but I
Yeah.
know using my voice is important. So, yeah,
Isn't that
interesting.
isn't that interesting? So now you understand where that came from and the fear of the ocean and fish and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
is this something that you want to keep private or what?
If you think there's something for people out there, then you can share it. I'm happy with that. I don't know what came out. I have to listen to it again. But for sure, if there's anything that can help others, feel free to share it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Claire, tell everybody what it felt like to be hypnotized.
Well, this is my first time. So yeah, it was great. It's just like being quiet and just feeling, and you can't, like, I was expecting to see more, but I had to drop into feeling a lot, and that was really helpful. Once I did that, then I could see more, which was interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think you just it, when you drop in and relax into it, it really is,
Yeah.
it's great. Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't, it feels energizing now afterwards as well.
So you are in Australia,
Yeah.
near Sydney,
Yeah.
and I'm in Gainesville, Florida. And if you are interested in getting a session with me, just go to my website, sign up for my newsletter. The newsletter goes out every month. And just like Claire did, she did sign up for the newsletter. And,
I
people
got it
think that,
on the second time,
I know, there you
believe it
go.
or not.
It's not
Yeah,
impossible.
not
So if you want
impossible.
a session with me, just sign up and watch out for my next newsletter. And I want to thank everyone for watching. And I hope I catch you on the next round of newsletters and get a session with you. My love to you. Thank you. And until next time, bye bye.